Hi everyone, this is Paul Lange from Disciplined Trading Strategies with this week's Trade of the Week video. This is for the week ending September 15th of 2019. The stock was ADVM and it happened on Thursday the 12th about mid-morning. The strategy was based on a tier 2 gap with an entry on a 5-minute DBD. There's an asterisk there because it was a little bit of a hybrid. We'll take a look at that entry in more detail in just a minute. Management simple, reward to risk about 3.4 to 1. As usual, before we look at that, free stuff this week at DTS. Monday night is the bi-weekly scanning night. If you're receiving this Trade of the Week video in your weekly market summary, you are a member, you'll get your invite. If you're seeing this video somewhere else, you don't think you're a member, head over to the DTS homepage and sign up to become a member at DTS. Costs nothing, and it's going to be for Monday, September 16th. Daily chart of ADVM. This is what it looked like before the day of the trade and before the gap. That morning, I knew pre-market was gapping down to somewhere in this general area. It was a pretty volatile stock. I had it on the screen, and initially I didn't find an entry, but later that morning I did. It was gapping underneath this area on the daily, and that's what it looked like after the day of the trade. Quite a nice move, very volatile little thing after a gap that day. This is a 15-minute chart, which is not terribly helpful for anything. From the daily chart, the entry has really fallen next on the 5 and 1 minute chart, but it just kind of shows you it went sideways for a while. And then once it started to break down, it really had a nice breakdown, and I was fortunate to catch it right at the right moment, one try. Skipping all the way to the 1 minute chart to show you the entry, and then we'll go back to the 5 and show you the bigger picture. The entry in here, I labeled this a 5-minute DBD, but really I came in and anticipated that DBD. Right in there is where I grabbed the entry under 869 and a stop over 911. I was actually flipping back and using the top of this base, so I really was treating it like a DBD. But rather than waiting for the low of this base, when I saw this happen in here, this little 180 reversal and that consolidation, jumped in on that bar going down right there. So I got in a little bit early, turned out to be good. Back up and take a look at the 5-minute chart. Again, there is where that entry was that I just showed you on the 1 minute chart, 868 by 912. First target, the only thing on this trade was the first target. I took it cheap. It had that first drop right down to here, and I took it as it started to reverse for a couple of reasons. Number one, we're still inside the day's trading range, and it was a very volatile stock, and I didn't know how much it would be bouncing around. And number two comes down to a total management concept for the account that day. I had taken 2 long trades. I just missed my first target on one, and the second one wasn't doing that good. So I didn't want this to be a loss, so I had to make sure I took something off the table on that nice drop. Naturally, if this is the only thing I had, it would have been nice to wait because you see it really had no bounce in here at all. It just flatlined and went down. But then I was very good on the second target. Target 2 at 7:12 mid-afternoon, around 2:30, 2:40. I think I took that, yeah, around 2:20. And this is simply because we had this multiple bar drop and then started to turn green, so I took some off the table in there. And the last third was designated to hold till close. I did end up putting a trail stop right across this base as it started to drop, and it never came back up. So the last part of it was taken out right into close. Overall, really nice trade. This was the best trade of the week this time. That last target was actually about 6 Rs. The whole thing was only about 3.5 because it was watered down from that first target a little bit. But fun trade and an all-day trade. Hands off, not sitting there staring at it, just walking away, letting it do its thing. This is the perfect stock to do that with. If you like these trades and you have even one morning free a week, consider coming to join the DTS Trading Room. You can always take a trial to it if you like. Just visit the DTS website on the services page. Until next time, this is Paul for DTS. Good trading, everybody.